The Aston Martin DB5, built-in machine gun, 210 kilowatts, top speed 229 kilometers an hour. James Bond's car in the latest film, No Time to Die.
Why would I betray you?
We all have our secrets. We just didn't get to yours yet.
25 of these Bond cars are going on the market for €3 million each, complete with simulated oil slick delivery system and rotating number plate. Too pricey? You could try becoming a Formula One driver for Aston Martin like Sebastian Vettel. The four-time world champion is unfazed by the famous name.
I'm sure that I will drive a lot faster than James Bond.
Would Sebastian Vettel make a good James Bond? For years, Aston Martin has supplied James Bond's cars. Now, the British luxury brand is trying its hand at Formula One again. The new car was presented by drivers Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel, and the man who plays Bond on screen.
Here's a word from Bond, James Bond.
Hello, Daniel Craig here. I just want to send a massive congratulations to all at Aston Martin for getting back onto the F1 grid for the first time since 1960. And what a lineup of drivers. Sebastian Vettel, 4 times world champion.
Out of the two of you, who's James Bond?
We'll both be feeling like 007 behind that wheel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of buttons. That's
Any machine guns on the side of the chassis to eliminate the competition.
It's a big difference from the previous cars that I drove.
The DB5 made its cinema debut in 1964 in Goldfinger. It was the start of a beautiful friendship. Siegfried Tescher has written several books on the relationship between James Bond's cars and the automotive industry.
I think that without James Bond, Aston Martin would have gone under. When the first film came out, the car had a sensational effect. It was the ultimate men's toy. Suddenly, they had so many orders they couldn't keep up. Sammy Davis Jr. wrote a blank check and said, "Give me that car. I have to have it." And many pop stars and celebrities immediately ordered an Aston Martin. Paul McCartney bought one. Mick Jagger bought one.
James Bond, driving his Aston Martin DB5, always got away, no matter who was chasing him. Until 1994, that is, when a red Ferrari showed up in the rearview mirror in GoldenEye. The production company had decided to build the Italian motoring legend into its storylines.
They came here, we discussed the use of the car. The car was in a James Bond style, but not dangerous, with a nice woman, and that is important.
Still, a crucial adjustment was needed to win over Ferrari to the idea.
On this occasion, the woman protagonist drove a Ferrari and overtakes James Bond, so she won. That was good for us.
The lesson is, even an Aston Martin doesn't overtake a Ferrari. Unless you're Sebastian Vettel, that is. In the 6th race of this Formula One season, he did overtake a Ferrari.
Yeah, let's see how we get on, but I'm not too bothered about Ferrari or not. I think much more I'm looking on our side that we are able to extract the maximum of our potential. So working together closely with the team, trying to improve the car, looking, being obsessed about trying to find a detail that helps us to improve.
Formula One cars are changing all the time to keep up with technological developments. These modern racing cars are at the cutting edge. So were James Bond's cars. Ian Fleming, who created the character, made sure of that.
Fleming had a thing for cars and technology, and he was happy to get expert advice. What's possible today, and what might be possible in the future? And one of the ideas was a radar tracker. The forerunner to a modern navigation system.
Sometimes Bond briefly swaps his old Aston Martin classic for a modern-day car, usually when futuristic technology is required. He once drove a BMW by remote control in a high-speed car chase around a parking garage. And this sleek, wedge-shaped Lotus Esprit came in handy when Bond needed a car that could go underwater.
The production designer happened to see this car parked on the studio grounds and said, "If we need a submarine car, I can make something of that one."
Once, just once, James Bond eschewed technology and slummed it in a Renault 2CV, in For Your Eyes Only.
That was part of the idea, to give rivals the slip with the 2CV on difficult terrain. It was a one-off, not exactly typical James Bond.
What is typical Bond is that the films have served as launchpads for other Aston Martin models, or as testing grounds for prototypes. The DB10 was specially developed by Aston Martin's engineers for Spectre. The British brand has a proud history in motor racing that predates the Bond films. Numerous victories in the Le Mans 24-hour race testify to that. In the late 1950s, Aston Martin also spent 2 seasons in Formula One. And now it's back again.
You know, the team is based in the UK, in England, so obviously all the British people are very excited about the return. Well, obviously there's a great heritage in the brand of Aston Martin. It's very British, and obviously James Bond works for the Queen.
For nearly 60 years, wherever Bond goes, the Aston Martin DB5 is never far away. For example, there were 10 DB5s at the set of No Time to Die in the Italian city of Matera. Bond has always been faithful to his Aston Martin.
He's got nothing else to love, because all his personal relationships have ended or died over the years. He's a widower. He has no luck with women, or women have no luck with him. There is one thing he loves, till death do us part, as it were, and that's his Aston Martin DB5.
The beloved Aston Martin gets put to the test again in the latest film. Action is the key to Bond's success at the box office. And the most spectacular car chases are down to the stuntmen who take over from Daniel Craig when the going gets tough.
Stuntmen are the unsung heroes of the James Bond franchise. Without them, James Bond films would never have been what they are.
Sebastian Vettel drives his Aston Martin himself, no matter what the conditions. Is it just a matter of time until his Formula One car, the Aston Martin AMR 21, makes its first appearance in a James Bond film?
Well, I'm not James Bond, and I'm sure that I will drive a lot faster than James Bond does. I think we both will, as we are better drivers than James Bond.
2 Aston Martins, 2 famous drivers. No matter which setting, the thrills are guaranteed.